What's going on YouTube? It's Brazen back here with another video for you guys. If you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys want to hit a like down below, subscribe if you guys are new here, and leave a comment letting me know you subscribe so I can welcome you to the family. And that being said, cue intro. What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Madden 20 video for you guys here today. And this video is going to be a little bit different. What I wanted to do after making that team of the week method, I wanted to go over some cards that you may not know are expensive, or maybe you haven't been paying attention to. So this isn't necessarily like which cards are good to use, but if you ever come across a lot of cards in your item binder, or you can complete some sets to get them sometimes. So I just wanted to go over a list of cards that I think are good to know that they are very expensive, even though they may not be a card that you might think are very expensive. It's only going to be cards that outprice, their overalls. I'm not talking about cards that are only like 5,000 more than their overalls. I'm talking about cards that are a lot more expensive. So we can see 86s are going for super cheap. They're like 4,000 coins, most of them, especially the team of the weeks. You can get them for super, super cheap. So you guys probably have seen this if you've seen that first video I posted. She's going to be at the bottom, obviously, and it's going to be this Devin Singletary card. So Devin Singletary goes for like 60K, and that's not a joke. I got all my prices from Muthead, so there might be cards on this list there might be cards that I missed that are really good, but if I put them on this list, it's because on Muthead it says the price of the cards are this high. So Devin Singletary, he goes for a ton of coins. Even if he went for 40K, 30K, that's still crazy good for this overall. And this might be a card that you get just by doing exchange sets and things like that, and you may not even know it. I know myself, I've probably missed out on a bunch of these cards just by being lazy, just by not checking my item binder and checking how much they actually go for. So this is something definitely you should go ahead and do. Really, really good coins for him right there. The overalls and statistics don't really matter because it's not, like I said, it's not really people you want on your team, but it is just people that would be good for, if you got them. So next up, I'm going to be heading over to the most feared promo. So I think this should be somewhere in the middle over here. Most feared right here. And it's going to be one of the masters. So obviously LTD cards I'm not considering in here as well, because those are cards you have to pull from packs. I'm talking about players that are like the masters that you can actually get. So best master in here, you can see the prices just 45, 50,000. Like some of them are decent priced for 92s, not really that great. Then there's Cam Newton. He goes for 180,000, and this is because obviously he has the new draft card. And I did say that Cam, once he got that draft card, that he was going to go up in price. So the only thing about this set is it's really hard to complete. You need to get a bunch of cards, and it's a really expensive set to complete. But he goes for a lot of coins. Maybe you get them from exchange sets, things like that. Like I said, really, really good card price-wise for there. We're going to head over to Mutt Heroes now, and there's a couple Mutt Heroes, but there's one in particular that's better than the rest. So I'm gonna let it load in, show you just the average. Once again, you can see a lot of them are gonna go for about 20-ish, maybe to 30K. Nothing crazy at that Mutt Hero price. But if we go ahead and sort by some positions, JJ Watt goes for about 60K. He's a pretty good one. Saquon is also very good. We show you where Saquon, he goes 55. He has dropped a little bit because his card's not as good, but the best one is going to be David DeCastro right now. So David DeCastro is worth 152,000. That is a ton of coins for a 91 overall. Definitely someone, if you get him, or maybe you complete the Mutt Hero set and you pull him, or whatever the case is, he's definitely a really good one to sell. 150,000 for that price is really, really good. So we're going to head on to another promo. Like, I try to look at promos that you could get the cards pretty easy. So I didn't want to look at stuff like, the Blitz promo, because obviously for Blitz, you wouldn't really get, you'd have to pull them from packs. I wanted more cards that maybe you can pull from other ways. And speaking of that, these Mutt Superstar cards are ridiculously expensive. So Gurley's 156, Mahomes is 159. Kuechly's 168. From what I saw, Gilmore wasn't that high when I was checking on Muthead, but he looks like he's the most expensive right now. But I don't know if he sells the most or who actually sells the most from this promo. But they're all powered up cards, all really good cards. They all go for very, very expensive. So Stephon Gilmore right here, you see he's 196. So pretty much any of these superstar cards are really, really good. Like I said, there's ones that I didn't see Gilmore on there, but the other three are really good too. And it's definitely, like I said, you can complete them in sets as well. That's what I was most focused on, is cards that you can get from sets or by just exchanging, things like that. That won't be crazy hard to get. And obviously, like I said, aren't LTD. Because if they're LTD, that's not really great for anyone, because you're not going to be able to get them consistently, or at least you're not going to get them pretty good anyway. So we're checking out these team of the weeks, and we can see Lamar Jackson's pretty good. Actually, he's about 65,000. Team of the week cards obviously go for a little bit more than the overall, just in the basis. If we compare them to the Mutt Heroes, the lowest one goes for this 30, but there's some that are really, really good. So first up is this Derrick Henry card. So we can see he goes for about 105,000 at that 91 overall. Really, really expensive for this overall, and just a really, really good card. Next up is going to be Tyreke, and he's right here. So he's about 125,000 right now. He's not going for anything crazy. He was going for 150 earlier, but it looks like he's dropping a little bit. Honestly, Tyreke's cards are never really that good. They give him good speed, but not good catching. So personally, I don't really think it's that great. This Tyreke card is that great. So I think it'll keep dropping, only because I don't think people even need his high overall card, because there's other cards that are better. But he's going for a lot of coins right now, and that's because the Devon Singletary is also in his set. Minka is going for about 100K as well. He's the same week as Derrick Henry, so they're going for pretty expensive as well. Minka's card, pretty good free safety this year. A lot of people are using Steeler theme teams, and like I said, it's not necessarily easy to get a ton of these cards, because team of the weeks, you have to do the sets, but not as many people are getting like the free team of the weeks or anything like that now. Really, really good cards, in my opinion. Another good one is the right end. It's not as high. It's a little bit lower, but it's this Nick Bosa. He goes for about 91 as well. And we can see he's week 8. Pretty good card. And just definitely another card that goes for a good amount of coins. Now, there is a playoff card on this list. So I'm going to go ahead and head down. Is it right here? And it is actually going to be a right end. So compared to some of the other ones, he's not that expensive. But Frank Clark is at that 42,000 mark. If we check out all the other 91s, they all go for about like 30,000. And he was going for about 50,000 online. So 42 and 47 are kind of low for him, but on Muthead he was going for like 58,000, so it made a little bit more sense to put him on this list. But he does outprice him by a little bit, but definitely nowhere as close as some of the other ones. So actually another team of the week card, but not a high overall, is going to be 86 to 87. We're going to go back to team of the week. I'm just going to show you the prices. Obviously, you guys already know the prices are really low for this overall. They're like 4 to 5K. 87s, I don't know if there's any like 7K, I guess. 7 to 10K. They're not going to go for a ton, but there is a left outside linebacker that has something to say about that. And this Darius Leonard goes for 174,000 coins. That's pretty crazy, right? 174,000 coins for an 87. If you have one in your item binder, if you come across them, make sure you sell them and don't get rid of them for cheap. I know I've made that mistake a ton of times, like I've said, because I've just exchanged a lot of them without checking prices, just out of being lazy. So I don't know if I've had a Darius Leonard necessarily, but I've probably had some cards that go for more than what they're worth, or what those overalls are worth. So really good card there. So make sure that you are paying attention to that. Another one that's really good, and I'm just going to go ahead and go by all that way when I show you the program. It's a little bit more easier to see, I guess, or like you see the difference. And it's going to be a theme diamond, I believe. Should be up top, so it's going to be theme diamonds, but if we check out the theme diamonds, 14,000, they're pretty cheap. A lot of them aren't that expensive. Now, if we go to left guard, Brian Waters is 50K. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good price, right? 50K is not bad for a theme diamond card. So definitely just let me know what you guys think about these cards. I just wanted to kind of make a video so that people know there's a lot of coins to be made out there with these promos, and just by pulling these cards, if you come across them, don't just get rid of them by, exchanging things like that, because they go for so much more. Make sure you just price check everything and make sure you don't have any really expensive cards. But if this video does help you out, drop a like on it, subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell. And as always, I will see you next time.